number 2. Mom, Sarah, Anna.
You guys doing any hiking today, or just plan on staying
Not so much today.
Oh, I didn't thought of it. Sorry. You should have been prepared for this. Is there?
Captain Rachel, now Captain Ben. How you doing?
Good, about yourself?
Good, good.
Awesome. Watch your step coming in.
Do you mind if I open this window? Do you want yours open halfway too?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, welcome back, you guys.
Not blinking?
Welcome to the Morning Eagle, my personal favorite of our 2 vessels. It's a gorgeous, calm morning out here, so you guys are in for a smooth ride over on Lake Josephine. And just a couple of safety things I'll go over real quick for this boat. We've got all of your life preservers located above you. Up here are the children's preservers for individuals under 90 pounds. We also got that life sling, life ring, and the crane in the case of a man overboard. So we're all good to go for that. We can have 6 of you up here at a time on the bow, so feel free to come out here if you would like to get some extra nice shots. We also have 2 life rafts as well. One located on the top, and then this white one out here. This one will open up and self-inflate if we start sinking. It also opens into an open espresso bar, so we'll sip on lattes for the rest of our tour. Sound good? Okay, are there any questions for me before we get going? All right, let's hit the road. Or hit the waves, I guess I should say.
Not Captain Ben, it's Captain Rachel again.
Alright, I just got a question. How deep are these 2 lakes? So this lake is a bit deeper than the last one we were just on. On average, it's about 30 feet, but about 70 feet at the deepest. So the last lake, actually, if you look over the edge, you can see the bottom of the lake most of your ride, which is pretty crazy. It's a pretty shallow lake, which also means that this lake is a bit chillier as well. And it's closer to the glacial source. So
Awesome.
but yeah, that's a great question. Any others? All right. Well, a lot of people ask how this boat got here, and that's a pretty amazing story. So that gravel pit that you guys just walked by on your way to this, getting on this boat, is actually where the first boathouse was located on this lake. but due to avalanche activity, we lost our boathouse, and the top of the two guns, which was the first boat located on this lake, was split in two. So the boat had to be returned to the first lake for repairs, and instead of bringing that boat back, they brought the Morning Eagle. And the way they did that was actually using a block and tackle system to essentially pull this boat up the creek that connects both lakes. And this took a group of 10 men in about a week's time. And being a wooden vessel, as you can imagine, this boat underwent a lot of damage. But they were able to fix it up in about a year's time. And now she stays here.
Why do you need to be here?
Because Mom's sitting on the edge.
No, why do you have to be where I'm standing?
Avalanche activity, and so now that's where she will be in the winter time. And speaking of avalanches, over to your right, you are actually looking at an annual avalanche chute here on this part of Grinnell. We do see a lot of avalanches run in the springtime after the snow's all piled up during the winter season. And this kind of naturally clears this hillside. So you'll notice there's not a lot of large trees, and that is because of these avalanches, and that allows for a lot of smaller brush and vegetation to grow during the summer and spring seasons. And these avalanche chutes are a favorite area for our bears here in the park for two main reasons. The first is because these berry bushes that can grow are a main source of food for our bears. And the second reason is because these avalanches are the #1 cause of death for our mountain goats and bighorn sheep, which is a big bummer for them, but great news for our bears. So our bears will wake up near the end of March or early April, and they'll come down from their high elevation dens and use their incredible sense of smell to dig up what some people like to call a goatsicle. And this will be a high protein meal to start their feeding season. But our bears here are optimistic omnivores. They will eat meat if they get the chance, but most of their diet, 80 to 90%, is vegetation. So coming back to those berries, these are a huge source of food for our bears here. And we do have a lot of berries here in the park. We've got choke cherries, buffalo berries, service berries, wild raspberries, wild strawberries, the classic Montana cranberries, the huckleberry, of course. And if you think that you like berries, you have got a strong competitor because it's eat berries for 22 hours a day, anywhere from 30 to 50 pounds. So they are very busy during berry season. And some of our bears here in the park have also found a pretty cool source of food in a particular bug called the pot army moth, which has migratory areas here in the park. And the bears that have figured out where these areas are will go up into higher elevation and flip burgers to find these moths, sometimes the size of small beetles. And they'll eat thousands of these moths at a time. And these moths have been found to provide the same amount of protein as venison, actually, which is pretty crazy. So, as a vegetarian myself, I really appreciate the mostly veggie diet of our bears. But, has anybody here seen a bear on this trip? Great. Wow, that's a lot of you. Do you guys know what you saw? Grizzly?
Black bear.
And black bear. Okay, both. That's awesome. So we do have both black and grizzly bears here. Do you guys know how to differentiate the two very well? Yes? Okay, the hump. That is a great way. That's somebody might have said something else. So I heard the hump. That's a great way. Our grizzlies evolved from the plains, so they are really powerful bears and territorial fighters. So they have those really powerful, strong shoulder muscles they've adapted, which appears as that hump behind their heads. And black bears are more fit, so they're climbing trees here, and they have a bit more of an elevated rump backside. You can also look at their faces. The grizzlies have that really prominent forehead area and those classic round teddy bear ears whereas the black bears have a bit more elongated face shapes. We have about double the number of black bears as we do have grizzlies here, and that has been determined by using hair and DNA sampling, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, coloration is not a great way to distinguish our bears because that's based on genetics, and we do have some really blonde colored mama black bears here, so we get those really light cinnamon colored bears. Has anybody seen any of our blonde black bears? They're really beautiful, really, really gorgeous bears. But and then we can also get really dark colored grizzly bears. So coloration is not a great way. You can also differentiate the two using their back molars, but not a method I suggest. Okay, any questions before I transition topics? Alright, well I'm going to start talking a little bit about our glaciers then here, which might be a topic of interest considering you are visiting Mini Glacier. If you look up to Angel Wing, which you have a much better view of now, which is that forwardmost peak, and you drop down and then look to the right, you'll notice a black strip of rock running horizontally in the garden wall. Do you guys see that horizontal strip of black rock? That is called the diorite sill. That is our only igneous rock here in the park, which is kind of interesting. And if you run to the right of it, that actually bumps into Salamander Glacier. If you are not getting off this boat today, that will be the only glacier you see on this tour. If you get to hike up there, you'll see Grinnell Glacier as well. But if you use a good sense of imagination, it does look a little bit like the side profile of a salamander looking to the left. And I'll turn the boat so the folks behind me get a better view. But this glacier actually used to be connected to Grinnell Glacier, but now due to the receding snow and ice, they are two separate entities. And these are the products of a period of time called the Little Ice Age, which happened between 1500 and 1850s, which is actually pretty recent in geological time. And at that point, we had over 100 glaciers, and now we're down to about 25. So we have lost a lot of our glaciers here in the park. Does anybody know what constitutes a glacier for us here in the park? The park's determined that there's a couple things that a field of snow and ice has to meet in order to be considered a glacier. Anybody know? Yes.
25 acres?
Yes. Yeah, awesome. So 25 acres in size, at least 60 feet deep, and it has to be moving as well. So they'll have to meet all of those things to be considered a glacier. That's why Gem Glacier, which I pointed out to you in the last tour, is no longer considered a glacier because it's just simply not big enough anymore. But the movement that I was talking about is actually super important here. And it's what we can think in large actually for the incredible colors of our lakes here. So a lot of those National Geographic pictures you see of Mini Glacier and Glacier National Park really pick up on those vibrant colors of our lakes, the blues and greens. And that is in large part due to something we call glacial flower. So glacial flower is produced when the glaciers are moving at a slow and constant rate along the ground in the sediment, and it's kind of grinding that rock up into a really fine dust, almost the consistency of flour. And eventually that glacial flower will find its way into our lakes, and then those particles will be suspended in the water in such a way that they reflect and refract the sunlight to give off these really spectacular hues. And that's often why the closer you get to the glacier, the more glacial flower that's in there, and the more vibrant the colors. So if you get the chance to see Grinnell Lake today, you're going to see a really, really spectacular blue color, and that is why. And also the water right below Grinnell Glacier is pretty spectacular as well. So the falls you're seeing under Salamander Glacier are Grinnell Falls. Those are true falls, and they will run all year long. So They have a constant water source. A lot of times you'll come in May or June and see a lot of falls because of all the melting snow and ice here, but most of the time those are just the runoff from the melt from the winter time. So the rock you're seeing today, you might not be very interested in rock, but the rocks here you're looking at are some of the oldest sedimentary rock in the continent. 1.6 billion years ago, during the Pleistocene era, this land was actually covered by a water basin. The Belt Sea was about the size of the state of Arizona. And during that time, we experienced millions and millions of years of deposition. And the sediment that was deposited at different time periods had different compositions. There were different earth temperatures and environments that changed how that rock was formed and deposited. And so we get all these really unique layers of rock that kind of reflect those different time periods. And that's why out there you'll see this really classic reddish orange rock. You'll see green and blue colored rock. You'll see purple colored rock. So the rock here is really unique, and that's because it's super old and has a lot of history embedded in it. Can you guys on my side of the boat see where Salamander Glacier is and that diorite sill? Awesome. Another kind of cool thing to see about the diorite sill, that black strip of horizontal rock, if you look at it, you'll notice that it kind of sandwiched between two little white strips of rock. Can you guys pick up on that? That's kind of cool because that was actually limestone that was baked into a low-grade marble when that igneous rock seeped through that sedimentary rock. So that's kind of interesting. We have a little bit of marble up there in the garden wall. That U shape that you're seeing in the rock wall above Salamander Glacier, that's kind of that classic U that you can see from the other side of the park. Just to give you a little bit of perspective of where we are, you can see that in a lot of pictures that are taken from Lake McDonald, and also if you're driving on the Going to the Sun Road. So just to give you a little perspective of where we're located right now, that is that same feature in the garden wall. Has everybody gotten to go on the Going to the Sun Road? Most of you got awesome. It is a pretty spectacular road, so I'm glad you guys got to experience that.
Can you take a picture with
Are there any questions about what I shared today, or about my personal life, this park, really anything? Okay, yes. It's no longer a glacier. That would just be considered a snowfield. Yeah, so it is a little bit interesting because in a lot of ways the classification is a little bit arbitrary. So the park, Glacier National Park, has kind of distinguished those three things as what we're going to call a glacier here in the park, but that can differ from area to area. So it is a little bit arbitrary, but it's helpful. And we do have some glacier experts here who work in our park to study the movement and how fast the snow is receding and what the location is in the area. And so they're working on that pretty constantly, but it is kind of interesting to see the process of kind of how they go about classifying that. So that's a great question. Any others? Yes.
How big is Grinnell Glacier now?
I don't know that personally. That's a great question. How big is Grinnell Glacier? Obviously it's changed a lot, but I'm not exactly sure like today how big it is anymore. There's a pretty crazy story of a ranger that used to come up and visit Grinnell Glacier with visitors. And it was kind of this classic story that he would take the visitors up and there was this boulder he would jump off of right onto the glacier. That was kind of his iconic thing to do. And if he came back and did that same exact thing today, he would jump off that boulder and be a mile away from where the glacier is now. So there is a lot of change that's occurred here. Okay, I'm going to dock the boat and then I will give you guys a little bit further instruction. Alright, you guys, so normally on this day of my work week, I would get to take whoever would like to go with me to the lake on a guided hike. And tragically, our lake hike is still closed due to bear activity. So unfortunately, none of us can go up there, which makes me really sad because that's like my favorite part of my work week. But you guys still have the chance to go hike and explore this area a little bit, and you guys have a beautiful morning here today. The Grinnell Glacier Trail is a completely separate trail than the trail to the lake. So if you come out here and go this direction through the trees, there's going to be a great sign. You'll turn a right, go across the boardwalk, and then you will bump right into the trailhead for the glacier. And that is a spectacular trail. If you guys don't even feel like you can make the 3.5 miles to the top, even going a mile, mile and a half, you'll get those classic National Geographic pictures looking down onto the lakes in the valley. It's really spectacular. Highly recommend that hike. You're also welcome to just meander around this lake. It's a loop trail around Lake Josephine, just like Swift Current, so it's a really pleasant walk. It's a great morning. You guys should definitely get out there. You also are more than welcome to just stay on this boat. We will turn around and head back just right where you came from. I'll drive you guys across this lake, and then we'll head across the next lake back to the hotel, which is another awesome option. If you are choosing to get off the boat this morning, you will need to grab a blue ticket from me if you want to get back on at any point, okay? Every individual will need one of those if you want to catch a boat later today. We're going to be doing a pickup at 10:45, and then the last time in the morning is 11:45, and we'll do as many runs as needed to get everybody off the beach here. And then the afternoon times are not guaranteed until the last one of the day, which will probably be around 5:30. Those are all first come, first serve. So for those of you who are heading out earlier this morning, if you're here first and in line, we'll get you on the boat back. So does that make sense? Any questions? In the afternoon, the first one will be 1:45, and then it'll be 2:45, 3:45, and then that 5:15 pickup. But most times, that boat that comes over and gets here at 5:15, a lot of people won't get off the boat, so then you'll just have to wait for the second one. Yes? Sorry? It's super hit or miss with the 1:45, 2:45, 3:45. Sometimes people will be out all day, but sometimes a lot of the folks on the 9 and the 8:30 shuttle, or people who just left on their own, will come and kind of like flood the beach in the afternoon. But like yesterday, those afternoon boats were mostly empty. So totally hit or miss. Just so you guys know, it's not guaranteed. Okay, I'm going to grab this tub, and then you guys are going to be good to depart. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me. It was lovely being with you all.
Good job, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, of course. Have a great morning.
We can hike just like a mile and get some of the pictures.
Oh, yeah. It's a cool trail, even if we don't go all the way. Definitely. Thank you. I got it. Dad, make sure you take the bear spray back out. Dad?
She gone.
Yeah. Yeah. About to start the up. I'll let you do that. Yes. They welcome the challenge.
It's not a big guy. He's fat. He smells the nuts. It's very well fed.
There, look at this one. He's burying himself in the ground.
Oh, except I'm not taking a video.
Keep moving.
Yes. She gone.
Yeah.
Everyone stand here for a picture in a second.
No, Anna's gotta take pictures first.
No, I already took a picture.
Make sure you're not covering the lake, Anna. There you go. Okay.
Those pictures be on Facebook.
Of course it'll be on Facebook.
Oh! Anna's taking a picture. Take a picture of the sun. I can't see anything up there. Old school panoramic.
Yep, that's what I have to do. Right now it doesn't have a panorama mode. Mine does. I finally found it.
Hey,
We
big
just
guy.
named it what we wanted to.
What'd you name it?
Nugget.
Hey, Nugget.
I had another one that I named Nugget. I'm not sure if it's the same one, so I'm gonna say it's
They don't
Nugget.
have much fear.
It's a
It's 100%
prairie
not the same one.
squirrel.
No, it's Nugget.
There's a goldfish when you need one.
Whoop, whoop. He's
Look
going to
at
get you.
Who cares what species it is? His name is
He's well fed by the tourists.
They have a whole
It's the only wildlife I'm going to see.
dog, and they pop up and down out of their holes. It's fun.
Where'd you go, Nugget?
All right, well, we saw something.
Wildlife.
There you go.
It's the wildlife trip right there.
We are the wildlife.
We are the wildlife. We should have our own comedy show.
What's the name of that movie when they went on vacation?
National Lampoon's
Jackass?
Okay. He's a well-fed chickmunk. Be next to Dale. It's very opportunistic. Yep. Damn it. Stupid thing on a selfie. Yeah, she gone. Anna,
I was talking to myself.
you need to pick a better space though, not that rock, and where we can all stand.
Keep going.
Ugh. What? I don't want to get wet.
Huh?
Don't want to get wet. Go.
You're kidding me.
Oh my god, I walked right under there.
I've seen people walk straight under it. I'm not going to because I have a camera. I'm not going to. I don't like water.
Oh.
One soft flat. Hopefully it will dry.
Why?
I have 1 foot left.
Why did we get wet? Why did they put a waterfall there? Check marks! It better not be another one of those. You hear me, Emma? She gone. Little creek. No more waterfalls. Wow. Bear, 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 bear. Hi, Mr. Bear. Next. Where's Sarah going? Is she going? Totally without us, Emma? No, she can eat by a bear. She gone.
Is that thing pretty cool? Yeah. A little window there. That's technology. You what?
Shut up.
So the second part of the favorite part of the video. Be nice, girls. Don't fight him. If you girls start wrestling, you're gonna be in trouble. Talking to Emma.
Watch the video. Please tell us.
Dun dun dun. Is that the end? What? Well, it's pretty flat though. It's very flat to get over there. Shouldn't be bad. There's snow. I see snow. What? She gone. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't die, Dad. What do you say? I'm the caboose. Quick picture on my phone. Nice one, isn't it? Hiya! Come back! Oop, right time. Lunchtime. Peanut butter jelly. Hi. Excuse me. Can you bring my...
Okay, don't worry about it, Pat.
Just, I'm frustrated with this thing.
Okay,
None
well,
of it works.
I don't want to spend my half hour here trying to get a picture of the guy.
Can you turn that off, please? Sheep. Great. Thank you. She gone. Crap. Sorry. Did I get you? My bad. Anna, go down.
Just say that.
Go down. No, we're not kidding you, Anna.
You're the one who went down there without your backpack. Without the rest of your family.
What? Just get ready to get on your butt, okay, Jenny? Don't fall back, not forward.
Well, I don't want to grip my pants.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Fall on your face.
Can you stop?
I'm just giving you a helpful suggestion. Leaning
Not
backwards,
helpful.
not forward. Safe. There's the better trail when we come down.
Yeah, I was going up
Soft,
the easy
soft.
path.
Just be quiet.
Get your backpack.
Sorry. Just let me get her. Anna.
This is where we're having lunch.
Anna. Hannah, we just want a picture and we're having lunch. You missed some great opportunities to take a picture of the ram. He started walking right toward. He walked right towards us. And now he walked away. I can't feel my toes.
I have Band-Aids too. Who else wants to clean off their hands?
Are we eating now?
Yeah.
Sure. I suggest the trail over here.
What?
There's a little trail.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. I only know that because we kind of saw it coming down.
Oh. Yeah, go around.
Can you see it here?
Right here's the trail.
Yeah. I think you have to go towards that group of guys. How long did it take us to get up here?
5 hours?
5 hours?
No, just over 4.
Someone's in here. Here comes the monologue.
235.
We're gonna walk in the clock.
Well, I'm going to make sure we don't get stranded out here.
There comes another monologue. Yeah, make a good villain. Sure. There you go. I'll catch up. Welcome. My pleasure.
keep the paper?
Sure.
Thank you. It's
You're welcome.
Zoom and chatting. Thank you.
Guys, what's your picture, guys?
You sure it's ready?
It takes too long, Tony.
One more. Walked a long way, you might as well get one. Go on.
On a not so fancy camera?
Sure. How many you got?
Three of us.
Yep.
I'll take those.
Okay, they got a hustle. Alright, family's waiting at the top.
Taylor, come on. We could get someone else if you want.
Okay. Alright, thanks. My wife is, oh, what the hell. Keep going. There's Sarah. There's Anna.
Bighorn sheep in the picnic area.
Oh, cool.
Heads up.
Thanks. Bighorn sheep in the picnic area. I like sheep. She's on. People are looking for up there. Emma, someone's got a camera. I bet you that's a bighorn sheep. You want to see a sheep, Emma? Let's go find a sheep.
Steve.
Where's he? Where's that sheep? Oh wow, he is close. Look at that sheep. Emma, you see the sheep?
It put its head up and looked right at me. Looked right at you? Yeah. Oh, flip side.
I see a back of a sheep. Sheep! What's he eating, Emma? What's he eating? Oh, he's digging. He's digging for something. Alright, so bye sheep. Oh, not the waterfall again. There goes Hannah. She's home.
Oh, thank you.
Hi. Maybe the waterfall will stop dropping water. Talking to myself. Hey, Mr. Honeybee. What are you doing? Buzzing around. You stay away from Anna. She's allergic to bees. You hear me? Buzz off. Get out of here. Are you kidding me? Sarah, tell Mom. There's something over there. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Ha 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 ha. Umbrella beats umbrella. Umbrella beats waterfalls. Every day. Woo-hoo. Oh yeah. Who's beating who now? I don't care about you, waterfall. She gets it for the shade. Your whole foot? Well, surprisingly, umbrella is not a good up against the waterfall. Because I still got soaked. I got water between my back and my backpack.
It went through a hole in my shoe. Right up to my foot.
You have a shoe? A hole in your shoe?
I did have a hole in my shoe. I've had a hole in my shoe. Actually, not right up against me.
Sarah, I'm sorry. I was trying to give Mom some shade, okay? And Anna wants to get in the jumble.
Whatever damage my hands are going to, they're not going to get too much worse. Or they're already at the worst, I guess.
Are they red?
They're starting to get as much sunscreen as I put on them.
So you can put some cream on now or in the boat, okay?
I'll check in the boat.
This might conclude the video taping of our great hike today. Hope you enjoyed it, Emma. Ah, ground squirrel.